Remember the time our forefathers spent in the wilderness when they were taken from Egypt. They dwell in booths in Sukkot, in tents, and we celebrate. This time with no further delay, we will hear from our speaker for today. And bear in mind that our theme for this feast is You Are Royal. Please welcome our speaker for today, Brother Damani Wade, as he addresses us.
Shabbat Shalom, Yashar'el. Won't it be a time indeed when we get into Zion? A few years back, we would have said when we get over yonder. But now, we've learned the correct thing. Now we are coming into our true identity. And we don't, as this world continues in its confusion, you hear persons claim to identify as things. Man wants to identify as a woman. Woman wants to identify as a man. People want to identify as a dog. And we learned a couple weeks ago that there are some persons who are identifying as Israel, but they are not Israel. So we don't identify as Israel. We found out that our identity is indeed Israel. Correct? And so we would have had to make some adjustments to our songs. So now we sing, Won't It Be a Time when we get into Zion, because Yashar'el is from Zion. And so we anticipate to go back to Zion because that is where we are from. We want to give Yahuwah all the praises, all the thanks, all the gratitude that he duly deserves for taking us to this blessed feast site here in Portland. It has been almost a day since we have been here, and it truly has been a blessing. The past few days I've been very tired, and since I woke up this morning, I feel as if I got about 48 hours rest. That's how it is when you are amongst persons of like-mindedness and you are about Yahuwah's business. So I am one who is very grateful for these days, and I'm looking forward to fellowshipping, laughing, talking, having holy discourse with my fellow brothers and sisters. Hallelujah. And so, to begin our festival in true fashion, true Yashar'el fashion, our theme for this year is You Are Royal. You are royal. Do you know what does royal mean? Anyone? Royal. When you hear the word royal, what comes to mind? People of high stature. Yes? Power. Yes? Huh? Leader. Rich. Huh? King. Queen. Huh? Classy. Yes, man. Class. You have class. And we're not talking about grade 1 and grade 6. We're not talking about pre-6 now. Man like Theo went to a lot of class. Said he went to pre-6 farm. And we know that he's 11th grade. We're talking about how you conduct yourself, right? So, I've heard many persons comment on Israel, because a lot of persons around the world are coming into their identity, finding out that the black people, the slaves that were taken from Africa and brought to this side of the world are indeed Yashar'el. And So you find some ethnocentrism amongst these persons. Ethnocentrism can be very healthy, but as anything else, if you take it to the extreme, then it is negative, can be adverse. So you will hear persons say that Yahuwah is only dealing with Israel, nobody else. And I am one who tends to agree. But some persons go further and say, if you are not a born Israelite, you cannot have any place with Yahuwah. That is where I draw the line. I can't go with them down that road. So you find this, what you call it now, bravado amongst persons who find out that they are Israel. So I ask the question to begin the presentation. What makes you think you are special? Because Pastor told us you are royal. We're coming from Yom Teruah, where we learned that the day is for the inauguration of kings, the procession of kings, the coming of kings, to announce the king when he comes. And we see that the king is coming for a specific set of people, which is Yashar'el, right? And so it begs the question, what makes you think you are special? And this is how we're going to start the feast. What makes you think you are special? After this, after we have established from the Bible that you are indeed special, because a man can tell you that he is special, because we hear that America is the greatest country in the world. It's a land of opportunity. So anyone can claim to be special. But I am going to show you today from the Bible that you are indeed special. And after we establish that, then we're going to spend the next coming days to show you how you are supposed to conduct yourself, seeing that you are indeed special, right? Because if you are special, then there must be something about you that identifies that speciality. When people look at you, right? Must be either the way you dress, the way how you look, the way how you act, but something must be there for someone to look at you and know that you are special. So what makes you think you are special? We start today in the book of Jubilees 16, verse 17. So this is Isaac. He took his two sons, Jacob, not Jacob. This is Jacob. He took his two sons. Oh, we don't reach there as yet. This is Isaac indeed. This is a prophecy about Isaac. Pastor read it earlier when the angels went and told Sarah that, listen, you are going to have a son. Let us hear what they say in verse 16 of Jubilees 16. We returned in the 7th month. Calm down, you distracted me with the AC. We returned in the 7th month and found Sarah with child before us, and we blessed him. And we announced to him, the him here being Abraham. We announced to him all the things which had been decreed concerning him. And we're taking it slow today, because we want you to learn. So the angel said that they returned in the 7th month, found Sarah with child before them, and they blessed him. And they announced to him, the father Abraham, all the things which had been decreed concerning the child. So that means then that something was said in heaven about the child that Abraham was going to have. Something was decreed in heaven, and the angels, being messengers, brought the message to the father to tell him what has been said in heaven about this child. So if heaven is speaking about this child, then this child must be special, right? That he should not die till he should beget 6 sons. So Abraham is not going to die until he gets 6 more sons, and should see them before he died. But all of these 6 more sons that you're going to get, other than Isaac, you must bear in mind, Mr. Abraham, that in Isaac should what? Not just the seed. That's why I love this book. In Isaac should your name and seed be called. So not only the seed, but the name. So really and truly, according to the book of Jubilees, only descendants of Isaac can really claim Abraham. This serious, you know, Bridget. And it goes further. And that all the seed of his sons, so Ishmael and the 6 other sons, should be the other nations, the Gentiles, and be reckoned with the Gentiles, so they are not going to be considered sons of Abraham. This is serious. That's why the man them take out the book. But from the sons of Isaac, one should become a holy seed. From the sons of Isaac, and we know that Isaac went on to have Esau and Jacob. And it is telling them from this point that Isaac is going to have 2 sons, but only one of Isaac's sons. So it's even coming down more streamlined. Should become a holy seed. And he should not be reckoned among the nations, for he should become the portion of the Most High. This sounds special, right? He should become the portion of the Most High, the Creator in heaven. And all his seed had fallen into the possession of Elohim. So these people belong to Elohim. This sounds special, right? That it should be unto Yahuwah. So these people who are going to come from Isaac, come from Jacob, they must be a people for his possession, a people for his ownership above all the nations, and that it is going to become a kingdom. Who lives in a kingdom? King. Thank you very much. It should become a kingdom and priest. A what? Holy nation. So what makes you think you are special? Because the Bible tells me so. Them teach you foolishness at school, but Jesus loved me, this I know. Israel is special, this I know. For the Bible tell me so. Yashar'el, to him belong. The nations are weak, but we are strong. Yes, Yahuwah loves Yashar'el. Clap or clap. Thank you. Hallelujah. So now, we're going to look at royalty. Define royalty according to the Bible. The first word we're going to look at is the word melech. Melech. Melech means king or royal. It's a reign, a king, kingdom, walking among the people. So the king should walk among the people. So the politicians, they come around election time. You don't see them again. So they don't walk among the people to identify the issues. You are serving the people. You do not know what the people are facing. So that means that you cannot serve the people. Auntie Marge can tell you. Auntie Marge know that this person don't eat that. This person don't eat this. This person eat this amount of flour. This person eat this amount of rice. And so she's better able to serve you because she knows you intimately. So the king must walk amongst the people to know the people so that he can serve the people. The words that form the word melech, the letters, are mem, lamed, and kaf. The mem means chaos, blood, or mighty. It refers to the sea, the unknown. It's mighty. The lamed is a shepherd's staff. It is used to teach. It is used to yoke. It is used to bind. It is used to pull the sheep toward you. It is a symbol of authority. And the kaf is the open palm. It means to bend, to open, to allow, to tame, or to subdue. So in other words, melech means the mighty has the authority to subdue. Understand that? So the king is mighty and he has the authority to subdue. Another word, melech, comes from malak. So the king is melech. Malak means to consult, to be or become king or queen, to reign, to counsel, to advise. So the people goes to the king for advice. It's not nowadays kingdom. When you read the Bible and you see King David, there were days when they had to go and sit on the throne and persons brought their issues, brought their petitions, and the king had to sit there and listen to these people for hours unending. So king work is not, I sit on throne and enjoy myself. It's work. Big work. People want to become king because, as Tedros said, the kings are rich. And rightfully so, because you must have resources to serve the people. You're not rich for yourself. So the king must give counsel, he must give advice. Remember when the two women brought the baby before Solomon and both of them said that is dear child. Solomon said, how are you going to work it out now? Solomon said, here what you do, cut the baby in half. Give one half to that lady and give one half to that lady. And the one who was the real mother said, it's fine. Give her the child. And Solomon said, that is the rightful mother. Give the baby to her. That's a wise king. Know how to give counsel, know how to fix dispute, conflict resolution. So that is the role of the king. So again, the king is mighty, he has authority to subdue. I want you to pay attention now because Malak is also the Hebrew word for angel. Yes, man. Angel. So the king is Melech or Malak, and the angel, the messenger who Yah sends, is also Malak. And the Malak here, the only difference between it and the previous one is that the Aleph is now here. And the Aleph means authority, strength, power. So it's the same meaning being conveyed. So I want you to understand that Yashar'el, being called to be king, means that Yashar'el should be a messenger. And what does a messenger do? Messenger carries a message. And where does the message come from? The creator. Lovely. So you're learning something. So we're not just chosen, we're not just royal to sit down and have persons fanning us and to have a crown on our head and to have enough money. It's work. Big work. Another word that when we're looking at this whole concept of royalty, we come across is mamlaka. This is now the kingdom. Because a king must have a kingdom to rule over, right? He must have his domain that he has rulership over. So the kingdom, mamlaka, the realm. Another word we come across is the meluka. Meluka now is royalty or the kingship. So we are royalty, we are meluka. Another word is the malkuth. Malkuth is royalty as well. Power, reign, kingdom. But not only did Yahuwah say that we are going to be a nation, a kingdom, a holy kingdom, but also what? Priests. And what people don't understand, is that in a lot of cases, not even a lot of cases, the priest is higher than the king. The priest is higher than the king because we saw in Israel that whenever the king needed a word, he goes to the priest. So the priest now is the Hebrew word kohen. Kohen. It means priest or principal officer. Tell me who is bigger than the principal in the school? Just the board of directors? Nobody is bigger than the principal. Principal officer is chief, is the ruler. So when we hear about priest, it's not a pian man who just got offer sacrifice. It's ruler, prince. In the ancient Hebrew lexicon, it means to stand, to root, to be sure. So the pictograph, kaf, is a picture of the open palm, and the nun is a picture of a seed. Combine these mean opening of a seed. Watch it now. When the seed opens, the roots begin to form the base of the plant by going down into the soil. The plant rises out of the ground, forming the stalk of the plant, and a tall tree can only stand tall and firm because of the strong root system which supports it. So again, one thing that we are very sure that the previous organization that we were a part of got correct in theory, because they only practice it in theory, is that the leader is at the base and the people are at the top. So it's an inverted pyramid. So you turn the pyramid upside down. The leader is at the base and the people are at the top because you are there to serve the people. And that is why it is saying here that the priest is the root. The priest is the base that supports the people. So you don't want to become priest because you hear Yahuwah said, well, the priests are going to get the tithes. Because it's big work. So we want us to understand, if you don't learn anything else at this festival here, understand that the fact that you are royalty means that you must work. So the Kohen means open to reveal the son, or to reveal the continuation of the seed. So the priest must bow himself. The priest must bend himself to work, to reveal the continuation of the seed, to ensure that the seed continues. Because if you don't have a sensible priest, the whole nation gone to the dogs. Because the priest is the intermediary between the people and Yahuwah. So if you take out the middleman, then there is no communication between the people and their sustenance, which is the creator. So now, let us look at priests and kings. Who are the priests and the kings? Because we claim as Israel is royal. Where we get it from? Jubilees 31. This is now when Jacob brought 2 of his 12 sons, just 2. He was going back to his father, Isaac, and he only brought 2 of his sons. But he never tell me which 2 him carry. And Jacob went to his father in verse 5 of Jubilees 31, and to his mother Rebekah, to the house of his father Abraham. And he took 2 of his sons with him, Levi and Yehuda. Sound familiar? And he came to his father Yitzchak and to his mother Rivkah, and she saw his 2 sons, and she recognized them, and said unto him, Are these your sons, my son? And she embraced them and kissed them and blessed them, saying, so the mother from she see them, because remember the angel would have related something to her before, right? So from she see them, she said, in you, which you she talking to? The 2 sons, right? Levi and Yehuda. She said, in you shall the seed of Abraham become illustrious. So the seed will only become illustrious by you too. That means that there is something special, and if you don't have them doing the work, then the seed will not become illustrious, right? So man must be working. You shall prove a blessing on the earth. And the spirit, so now she do her talking, the boys went in now to the father, Isaac. And the spirit of prophecy in verse 12 came down into his mouth. And he took Levi by his right hand, and he took Yehuda by his left, and he turned to Levi first, and he began to bless him first. And he said unto him, so this is now the priest's blessing, right? Because we know that Levi is the priest. Watch the blessing of the priest. May the Elohim of everything, who is that? The very Yahuwah of all the ages, the ancient of days, the Atik Yomin, bless you and your children throughout all the ages. Tell me if we're still in the ages now. In the ages, you know. I am in the ages. And may Yahuwah give to you and to your seed, not only you, Mr. Levi, but to also your seed, greatness and great glory. The son royal, right? Greatness and glory. And cause you and your seed from among all flesh, because when you are special, you must be different. That's why I keep saying that you are above all nations. You should be set apart from among all flesh. So you must move out from among them, and you must come to approach him to serve in his sanctuary as the angels of the presence and as the holy ones. So now you are like the angels in heaven. This sounds special. Because when man see angels, you know, man knees get weak. Man knees start to wobble. That means them don't look normal. even as they shall the seed of your sons be. So your sons must be like the angels. When a man see them, he must know. At the very sight of him, he must know that this here is somebody special. They must be for glory, they must be for greatness, and they must be for holiness, set apartness. And may he make them great unto all the ages, not some, not half, not until 1947, all the ages. And look now. They shall be judges. So the priests now, Levi's seed shall be judges. They must be princes and they must be chiefs. When you go to court and the judge come, don't you know the judge once the judge walk in? How do you know the judge? The judge dressed different. The judge command a certain presence. Once the judge walk in, everybody know. All rise, and everybody have to stand up. Not a normal person. Once you see them, just the demeanor, just the way they carry themselves, you know them immediately. The judge don't have to walk in and say, I am the judge. No. Once the judge comes in, you know. So they must be judges. They must be princes. When you see a prince, you know him, right? Because him have on him little crown. Him crown not big like the king crown, but him have on a crown. Have on a certain type of attire. And they must be chief. You know what chief mean? Primary. Number one of all the seed of the sons of Jacob. Watch this now. Look at their responsibility now. They shall speak the word of Yahuwah in righteousness, and they shall judge all his judgments in righteousness, not their judgments, not what they think is right. They shall declare my ways to Jacob. So their purpose is to show Jacob the way. Remember Pastor tell you last week, here's one way, which is the right way, and any other way is wayward. Any other way is wayward, you know. One way. So the responsibility of Levi is to show Jacob the way. And to show the path, the ancient path to Yashar'el. And the fact that Yashar'el lost the path, that means that the priests did not do their job. So the blessing of Yahuwah shall be given in their mouths to bless all the seed of the beloved. And you wonder why we're so poor and pauperized. Because the blessing is in Levi's mouth. Where is he? The father continues, your mother has called your name Levi. And rightly, justly, she gave you the right name. Because you shall be joined to Yahuwah, because Levi means to join. You shall be joined to Yahuwah. You itch up on Yahuwah. And if you itch up on Yahuwah, you can't be like everybody else. You must be the companion of all the sons of Jacob. Let his table be yours, and do you and your sons eat thereof. And may your table be full unto all generations, and your food fail not unto all the ages. And now the kingly blessing now. So now him turn now to Yehuda. And he said, may Yahuwah give you strength and power to tread down everything that hates you. A prince you shall be, you and one of your sons over the sons of Jacob. May your name and the name of your sons go forth and traverse every land and region. Did this happen? Yes, because the entire world keep reading about the kings of Yashar'el. And it is still to come. Then shall the other nations fear before your face. Tell me if people fear fool people. People fear people with power, right? People fear people who command respect, of authority. Watch this. All the nations shall quake, and all the people shall quake. And watch this now. In you, Mr. Yehuda, shall be the help of Jacob. And in you shall be found the Yeshua of Yashar'el, the deliverance, the salvation. And when you sit on the throne of honor of your righteousness, there shall be great peace for all the seed of the sons of the beloved. Blessed be he that blesses you, and everyone that hates you and afflict you and curse you shall be rooted out and destroyed from the earth and be accursed. Now, if Yahuwah is going to make such a pronouncement on all the world, that if you blessed Yashar'el, you shall be blessed. And if you curse them, I am going to curse you and root you out. When you root out, that means you can't grow back in a virgin. That is what you call genocide. Real genocide. And if Yahuwah makes such a proclamation, that means then that these people must be very special, near and dear to him. Right? Jubilees 30, verse 18. And the seed of Levi was chosen for what? What does it say? The seed of Levi was chosen for what? The priesthood, and to be Levites that they might minister before Yahuwah as we continually, and that Levi and his sons may be blessed. How long? Forever. How long is this forever, Brother Brady? Eternity. How long is eternity? Eternity. Okay, we don't put a timeline on eternity, right? Until the end of time. Okay. You ever hear a man say to infinity and beyond? That is where we're going with this blessing. Infinity and beyond. For he was zealous to execute righteousness. This is why he got this, you know. He was zealous to execute righteousness and judgment and vengeance on all those who rose against Yashar'el. So the priest protects Yashar'el. Can run when man come in. Protect the people. And so, watch this now. This thing here was inscribed as a testimony. What is a testimony? A witness. Witness in a brethren. The proof, the evidence, the will, the title, the proof of ownership. This is the contract. This is the deed. It was inscribed as a testimony in his favor. Where? On the heavenly tablets. So Biden care about that. Trump care about that. No, him care about that. Netanyahu care about that. And we see Elon Musk trying to go to heaven. But we saw what happened to Babylon. The Tower of Babel. And so they inscribe as a testimony in his favor on the heavenly tablets, blessing and righteousness before the Elohim of all. So what makes you think you are special? Because the book of Jubilees, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, tell me so. Jubilees 32:1. And Levi abode that night at Bethel, and he dreamt that they had ordained and made him the priest of the Most High, him and his sons forever. And when the man woke up and saw it was a blessed dream from Yah, he blessed Yahuwah because he was happy. Great responsibility. So my brothers and sisters, Yashar'el is royal. And for those who don't believe in the extra biblical books, I show you the same from the regular books. Isaiah 62. For Zion's sake, who's sake? And this is Yahuwah speaking, it's not me. For Zion's sake, I am not silent. So in other words, man is saying that, listen, you see this one here? You touch him. And because you touch him, I cannot be silent. We just sing a while ago, I will not be silent. This is Yahuwah in heaven. Telling Mastima, I will not be silent because this is my people. And if a man is saying that, listen, when you touch this one, I will not be silent, it means that you are special. So for Zion's sake, I am not silent. And for Jerusalem's sake, I cannot sleep. I have to watch it until I will not be silent and I cannot sleep until what? Her righteousness goes forth as brightness. This is royalty now. They must achieve the royal status. The righteousness must go forth as brightness. The entire world must see that these people are righteous. They are royal. They are special. And their deliverance as a lamp that burns. And the nation shall see your righteousness, the royalty, because we want to link now, Pastor. Over the next couple of days, we want to link this royalty that you love and that you want and that you claim. These riches that you want and the power that you want and the prestige and the class that comes with the royalty. We have to link it to righteousness. Because that is what it is. The royalty is righteousness. So the nations are going to see your righteousness, and all kings will see your glory. And if a king can look at you and say that you are glorious, it means that you are more glorious than him. In order for him to say that you are glorious, you must have something over him. Right? Lovely. And that is the righteousness. That is what we are here for this year. And watch this now. Watch this now, because people want to know why we're wearing turban. This is the reason why I put on the turban and the men followed. You shall be a crown of beauty in the hand of Yahweh, right? So this is Yashar'el. Yahweh said that you are going to be a crown of beauty in my hand. And watch this now, Brother Brady. And a royal headdress, some translations said diadem. The word is turban. A royal what? Turban. So the turban is a headwear of who? Kings. Royalty. Ask Pastor if you think it's joke. The other day we went to Spanish Town to buy a fridge. And all of us who went had on the turban. And you don't want to see the eyes. People looking. This is how it should be when people see you. Everywhere I go in the turban, I wonder what is causing the eyes, and then I remember I have on the turban because I get used to it. I don't even remember that I'm wearing it. Everywhere I go, ask Brother Brady about it, ask Morgan, ask the men who wear it, and if you think I'm joking. Anywhere you go with this thing on your head, it brings eyes, must be a reason. So we want to physically look the part, But importantly, we want to spiritually look the part. So you are going to be a royal turban in the hand of your Elohim. No longer are you going to be called forsaken. No longer is your land called deserted. But you shall be called Hepzibah. And your land shall be called married. For Yahuwah shall delight in you. And your land be married. For as a young man marries a maiden, so shall your sons marry you. And as the bridegroom rejoices over the bride, so shall Elohim rejoice over you. See, Yahuwah has proclaimed to the end of the earth, him bawl it out, him walk go to the east crying it out, and he walk goes to the west crying it out, and he goes to the south crying it out, and he goes north crying it out. And this is what he cries. Say to the daughter of Zion, see, your deliverance has come. See, his reward is with him. So when a man read in Revelation now, Brother Brady, where it says, Yahuwah is coming, Yahusha is coming, and his reward is with him. Man, take it and run. Is Israel talking to Zion? Israel, not the world. See, your deliverance has come. Who is the deliverance? Yahusha HaMashiach. He is coming. And see, his reward is with him. This is what Revelation quoted. And who did it say he must say to? The daughter of who? Zion. So the reward, the kingdom is for who? Yashar'el. Zion. And his work before him. And they shall be called, watch this now. What are you going to be called? The set apart people. What does set apart mean? Different. Whole heap of different. Different. The set apart people, the redeemed of Yah, and you shall be called sought out, because he went and searched for you, a city not forsaken. Hallelujah. James 2 verse 8. Watch this now. If you truly accomplish the royal law This is New Testament now, in a virgin. This is the New Testament. James said, if you truly accomplish the royal law according to what? The scriptures, which is the Torah and the prophets. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. What happened? You do well. So James is telling you that when the Torah tells you to love your neighbor as yourself, that is a thing of royalty. Royalty takes care of people. Ensure that people are living good lives. Quality of life is high. Standard of living is high. Cost of living is low. 1 Peter 2:9. Watch this now. This is New Testament. This is new dispensation, Brother Brady. I'm going to show you, because a man might say this is talking to the church. And I see everything there in green is quoted from the Torah. And I'm going to take you there. Watch it. You are a chosen race. That means a man sit down and pick you out in a brethren. And when a man sit down and pick you out of many, that means you are special. You are a royal priesthood. You're not just a priesthood, a royal one. You are a set apart nation, a people for a possession. Watch this, that you should proclaim the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Man, take this and say it's because you were living a life where you were a thief or you were a murderer, and Jesus came into your heart and you changed and you turned your life around and you say, I believe that Jesus came and died. Madness! The darkness that you were called out of is when Yahweh said, I chose you not because you were any of no posh people. You were worshiping idols. That's why he said to Abraham, he said to them that your father was an Amorite and your mother a Hittite. They were idol worshippers. And we saw it in the book of Joshua that Abraham's father had idols on top of idols on top of idols. That is the darkness that he's speaking about. Speaking back to Yashar'el. I'm going to show you now. So you are unique. According to Master Peter, you are unique. And notice I'm giving you the chess pieces with the kings. A chosen race. Because what did Peter say? You are a chosen race. And then he said that you are a royal priesthood and a set apart nation. So we're looking for three things, right? Chosen race, royal priesthood, set apart nation. Chosen race first. Deuteronomy 7, verse 7. Yahweh did not set his love on you nor choose you. What did he do? Choose you, and it is telling you why now, So he said he did not love you or choose you because you were more numerous than any other people. Not because you were bigger in number than any other people. For you were the least of all people. So the book is telling us that Israel was chosen, right? All right, I'll give you another one because Brother Brady said you must have 2 or 3 witnesses to confirm a matter. Well, not Brother Brady said it. The Torah said it. And Brother Brady kept on reminding us, which is right. Continue the good work, my brother. Deuteronomy 10:15. Yahuwah delighted only in your fathers to love them, and he chose their seed after them, you above all people as it is today. That is 2 witnesses. Yahuwah chose the people, right? Not me. The book says it. Isaiah 43. The beast of the field esteems me. They give me the glory. The jackals and the ostriches, because I have given waters in the wilderness and my rivers in the desert to give drink to my people, my what? Chosen. These people I have what? Formed for myself. You ever hear when a man see a beautiful lady and him say, oh my, God take film time on you. Him just sit down and make sure that him carve you out. This is what Yahweh is saying about Yashar'el. I formed you myself. I never leave it to an angel. I did it myself. That means that you are what? Special. When a man is running a business, a man is a mason. running a business or contractor, and him get a nice little work now, and him say, all right, you see this one here? I am going to have to do a lot of this myself because I can't leave it to my workmen, because this one is a very important contract. So you have to ensure that it is done well. This is what Yahweh is saying. I have formed you myself. It's not me saying. Let them relate my praise. But you have not called on me, O Jacob, for you have been weary of me, O Yashar'el. Isaiah 61:6. But you shall be called. What did he say? That you are a royal priesthood is the second one, right? Isaiah said that you shall be called what? Priest of who? Yahuwah, not just any priest. Yahuwah's priest. Servants of our Elohim shall be said of you. You shall consume the strength of the nations and boast in their glory. Isaiah 66. And for them too I shall take for priests, the Levites, declares Yahuwah. For as the new heavens and the new earth that I make stand before me. Watch this now. As sure as there is a new heaven and there is a new earth, this is prophesied before even Revelation in a brethren. There is nothing in the New Testament that you cannot find in the Old. So-called Old, thank you. For as the new heavens and the new earth that I make stand before me. So he's saying that as sure as it stands before me here in heaven. You can't see it, but me can see it. Declares Yah, so shall your seed and your name shall stand. Right in the heavenly tablets, brethren. So Jubilee is not wrong. Exodus 19. No. If you diligently obey my voice, you're supposed to know this one good, and guard my covenant, then you shall be my treasured possession above all the peoples. You know what is a treasured possession? You ever have all two shoes, and you have one, and you see this one is treasured, you not even want to wear it in a brethren. You have it in the box and in the wear, you wonder where you buy it final. Yes, man. Treasured possession, that means that that shoe is more special than all the other shoes you have. Treasured above all the peoples, for all the earth is mine. And you shall be to me a kingdom of what? Priests. Now that Peter just tell us. So it's not a new concept that Peter come up with for the church. This is for Yashar'el, right? Lovely. Exodus 19. Kingdom of priests and a set apart nation. Those are the words which you are to speak to the children of who? Yashar'el. Thank you very much. The next thing that we saw, Peter said that they are a set apart nation. Exodus 19. If you diligently obey my voice, guard my covenant, then you shall be my treasured possession above all the peoples that is set apart. For all the earth is mine. You shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a set apart nation. The book said, Deuteronomy 7:16, for you are a set apart people. So today we're just establishing, reinforcing, reiterating in case you had any doubts that you are special. Because years of slavery, years of enslavement, years of mistreatment is evident in our self-esteem. It is evident in our behavior. It is evident in our conduct. It is evident in our place in society. And so we are here now, as Yashar'el, coming into our identity to remove these things. Because if you understand that if you don't bark and shout out for people, you don't get anything done. That is slavery mentality, brethren. So now we need to teach Israel that they are special. So they start to behave as such. We don't want to be boisterous and in any argument. Let me not go into that because we're going to look at it as we go up in the weeks, in the days coming. For you are a set apart people to Yahweh your Elohim. Yahweh has chosen you to be a people for himself, a treasured possession above all the people on the face of the earth. You keep seeing it over and over again. You're wondering if I read in the same verse. And I leave out a lot of them because of time. Deuteronomy 14:2. You are a set apart people to Yahweh your Elohim, and Yahweh has chosen you to be a people for himself. A treasure, not the same thing this brethren as the one before. Write down the two of them and go check it yourself. And make sure that me not put back the same thing in the place where you're not supposed to be. Is the exact same thing being said here again? And the next thing that Peter said is that you are a treasured possession. Deuteronomy 26, 18 to 19. Yahweh has caused you to proclaim today to be his people, a treasured possession, as he has spoken to you and to guard all his commands, so as to set you high above all nations, because if you are special, you must be above so we can see you see special. Yes, man. Which he has made for a praise and for a name and for esteem and for you to be a set apart people to Yahweh, your Elohim, as he has spoken. So this week we want to learn how to be set apart. That is the first thing. Once you are set apart, then will come the materiality, the riches, the wealth, and all of these things that we desire will come once you are set apart. Jubilees 2, 21 to 22. I have chosen the seed of Jacob from amongst all that I have seen. So I look, Yahweh is saying, I want you to pay attention, man. When you read the Bible, I want you to understand, I want you to visualize. The man is saying that I walked among the people and I looked. I am looking for a specific quality for a king. I am looking for a specific demeanor. I am looking for a specific mannerism. I am looking for a specific attire. I am looking for a specific behavior. I am looking for a specific conduct. And when I walked and I looked amongst the people, there is only one that I found fit to be my king, my chosen. And it was the seed of Jacob from amongst all that I have seen. And I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget. I wrote him down as my firstborn son. In other words, he is going to inherit everything that I have. And I have sanctified him unto myself forever and ever. And I will teach them the Sabbath that they may guard the Sabbath. So after I identify the people, then I give the people a sign so that you can know the people. That's why I tell you that all of these Adventist people and all of these 7-day people, they have to proclaim Israel because the Sabbath is a sign of the covenant between Yahweh and Israel. You cannot proclaim Christianity and keep Sabbath. And that's why the Roman Catholic Church changed it to Sunday. You think them are idiot? They know that the Sabbath is a sign between Yahweh and Israel. So if you're keeping Sabbath, you can't say Israel done away with because the Sabbath is a sign of the covenant between Yah and Israel. See it here. So they must be my firstborn son forever and ever. And I will teach them the Sabbath, that they may guard the Sabbath thereon from all work. And thus he created therein a sign in accordance with which they should guard the Sabbath. With us on the 7th day. So you're guarding the Sabbath with who? The angels in the virgin. When you're keeping the Sabbath, you're keeping it with the angels. You're special. To eat and to drink. Big excitement food. And to bless him who has created all things as he has blessed and sanctified unto himself a treasured possession above, stop say it. Come like I'm reading the same thing over again. A treasured possession above all the people. How did they manage to teach us that we are nobody? How did they manage to say that Israel is done away with all of these verses saying otherwise? Is years of indoctrination cause that, And that they should guard the Sabbath together with us. So now that we establish, are we in agreement that Yashar'el is special? Are we in agreement that Yashar'el is royal? Yes. Do you believe that you are a peculiar people? Do you believe that you should be set apart? Do you believe that you should dress different? Do you believe that you should act different? Do you believe that you should look different, smell different, everything different? Then we need to address the people who say that the priesthood is done away with and the kingdom is done away with, because even one point, remember, we hear that David's throne is in England and Queen Elizabeth was seated on it. Because remember, Yahweh said that the throne must stand forever. And so England just hatch up a little thing and said, listen, I am on David's throne. Madness. So now we need to prove that the kingdom stands forever, because a man said, well, once Solomon went awry, the kingdom split in two, and then everything went downhill from there. People were brought off into the Assyrian captivity and the Babylonian captivity, and Israel is no more. And if Yashar'el is no more, then the kingdom is gone and the priesthood is gone. And so you can no longer be a nation of kings and what? Okay. So now I'm going to prove to you that the kingdom stands forever. Samuel 7, 2 Samuel 7, verse 8. This is King Dawood wanting to build a house for Yahuwah. Yahuwah sent the prophet to him and told him, no. This is the message that the prophet brought. No, Yahuwah said, say to my servant Dawood, thus said Yahuwah of hosts, I took you from the pasture, from following the flock to be ruler over my people, Yashar'el. Over which people? Yashar'el. Watch this now. I shall appoint a place for my people, Yashar'el, and shall plant them. Who you think is the best farmer in the world? When I went to country, I bought the land in Manchester. Luckily, the neighbor is a very helpful man. He came and he brought some plants to plant, and he said, no, listen, this can't plant here, because this is going to buck up and rock right here. And as the breeze blew, it dropped down. He said, let me show you where to plant it. So I just leave all of the plants. I said, you know the land, you do your thing. Now you know where to plant it so it don't drop down. So if Yahweh said that he plant Yashar'el, you think anybody can kick it down? Okay. I will plant them. They will dwell in a place of their own and no longer be afraid. Neither shall the children of wickedness oppress them again, as at the first. When your days are filled and you rest with your fathers, I shall raise up your seed after you. Remember, when I get a big tree, the other day I wanted guinea to bring to Manchester. And I remember that there's a big guinea tree beside Pastor House. So I just go down there. And when I look under the big guinea tree, guess what I see? 5 million small guinea tree. This is what Yahweh is saying. Big tree dead now, Sister Reynolds. I raise up your seed. Raise up your seed. So I will raise up your seed after you, who comes from your inward parts, and I will do what? Establish his what? His kingdom. But wait, we're not finished. This son that you are going to get, he will build a house for my name. And I will establish the kingdom, the throne of his kingdom for what? For what? Forever. What kind of forever this, Brother Brady? Tell me. Eternity. Infinity and beyond, right? Okay. I am to be his father. He is to be my son. This sound familiar, right? This sound like Exodus language. I am going to be your Elohim. You are going to be my people, right? Watch this now. Because a man is going to say that this thing was conditional. Wasn't. This is an unconditional covenant. Watch it. Yahweh said, listen, pay attention now. If this son of yours does perversely, if he goes off the ancient path, I am going to do what? Beat him. I am going to whoop him up. I am going to clap him behind and tell him to come back. I am going to reprove him with the rod of men and with the blows of the sons of men. Watch this now. But even though I kill him with lick, my loving commitment, my grace, my mercy does not turn aside from him as it turned aside from who? Shaul, the king before. So in other words, there is nothing that this brethren here or his sons can do to remove the kingdom from their name. Nothing. Unconditional. So them go bad, me beat them and kill them off and raise up another one. And your house and your kingdom are to be established. They are to be steadfast. You know, when something is steadfast, what does it mean? Cannot move. It is going to be steadfast forever before you. Your throne is established forever, unconditional. So the kingdom doesn't reside with the descendants of David on condition that they walk the path. Yahweh said, when them don't walk the path, I beat them. And if I have to kill them, I kill them. And I raise up somebody else from their line. But the kingdom is always going to be with them. So that means then, those who say that Israel is no more don't understand Bible. Because the kingdom is with the descendants of Yahudah forever. Love that. The priesthood now. Because you will hear in Christianity, in Christendom, and in a lot of all of the other doms, holy dom and them dumb for true, you will hear that when Yahusha came, they said Jesus Christ, he did away with the sacrificial laws. And so the Levitical priesthood is no more. Because he is an high priest after the order of Melchizedek. My brothers and sisters, Melchizedek is a fusion of the word Melech and Sidek. Sidek is righteousness. Melech is king. Melchizedek means king of righteousness. When the writer said that Yahusha is a priest according to the order of Melchizedek, Christianity took it and said that you have the Levitical order and you have the Melchizedek order. Madness. It was simply saying that as Melchizedek, as we saw in Genesis 12, Melchizedek was a king and a priest. And we saw in Yashar'el that the king was Yahudah and the priest was Levi, right? He is now simply saying that Yahusha now is also according to the order of Melchizedek, being king and priest. Not because there are two different priesthoods. Madness, there's one priesthood. Levitical priesthood. And anybody tell you otherwise, tell them Damani said that. One priesthood. So when the writer, I think it's Hebrew, said that he's a priest according to the order of Melchizedek, he's saying that he plays both the role of a priest and a king, because that's what Melchizedek was in Salem in Genesis 12. Not a different priesthood. Because when we saw Melchizedek, pastor, in Genesis 12, he was brought tithes. So according, if it was then that Melchizedek priesthood is a different order of priesthood, then it means that sacrificing was in that order of priesthood because he was brought tithes. And the tithes back then was not money. In most cases, it was animal and produce. So don't listen to people. One priesthood, the Levitical priesthood that was established. I'm going to show you now. Our brethren, they don't like him, but I love him. Son of man! Ezekiel 44. Let me tell you something before we read it. When you read the book of Ezekiel, from about chapter 32 until the end, Ezekiel had what I would call an extraterrestrial experience, where he was brought in vision to Yahuwah. And he was brought all over the place. And that's when he got the dry bone prophecy in Ezekiel 34 as well. He was there in his experience. And Yahuwah brought him all about. Because remember, he said that they brought him to a valley and he saw bones. So he was brought all over. Right here now in chapter 44, Ezekiel is being given a tour of the kingdom. We need to go through this book one of these days, Pastor. We have so much things to do, man. He was being given a tour of the kingdom to come. And in the subsequent verses, in the preceding verses, he told you that he was brought to, I think it was the east gate. And Yahweh told him that, listen, lock the gate, because only the king walked through this gate. And in verse 4 now, he brought me by the way of the north gate to the front of the house. Remember where I tell you that Ezekiel was being given a tour of the kingdom to come. So that means that this is prophecy, this is future business. All right. And I looked and I saw the esteem of Yahuwah fill the house of Yahuwah. And I fell on my face. Yahuwah said to me, and how him normally start when him said to him, Brother Brady, son of man, son of Adam. When you look at the man there, it's Adam, it's not Ish, son of Adam. Set your heart and see with your eyes and hear with all your ears. So pay attention. What are you paying attention to? Everything that you say, that I say to you, concerning all the laws of the house of Yahuwah, not Israel house. Yahuwah's house of laws. And all its Torah, that is instructions, plural for Torah. And you shall set your heart to the entrance of the house. Whose house? Yahuwah's house. Man is in heaven now in a virgin. With all the exits of the set apart place. And shall say to the rebellious, to the house of Yashar'el, thus said the master, Yahuwah, O house of Yashar'el, enough of all these abominations of yours that you brought in now, sons of a foreigner, uncircumcised in heart and uncircumcised in flesh. And you brought him to be in my set apart place to profane it. Uncircumcised man can't go into the kingdom, pastor. My house, the man begs in the virgin, the man said, my house. We would have said, Fimi house. You can't believe? You know, we say, imagine. Imagine my house bringing uncircumcised heart and flesh, that you brought near my food, the fat and the blood. What is this, Brother Brady? Fat and blood. What is that? No sacrifice that. Oh. And this is talking about the future with the kingdom. Oh, me think the Leviticus priesthood done. Wait. You broke my covenant because of your abominations. You did not guard the charge of that which is set apart to me. Where do you find the charge of that which is set apart? Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. But you have set others to guard the charge of my set apart place for you. Can't work. I set you to lead and you put other people to lead. It don't work like that. Thus said the Master Yahweh. Here how we're going to remedy this thing now. No son of a foreigner. That means that if he's not Israel, can't come in. That's why man don't read Ezekiel in the brethren. As Ezekiel make us know, no man, more than any other prophet, that Israel is still alive and kicking. No son of a foreigner, uncircumcised in heart or uncircumcised in flesh, not me said, shall come into my set apart place. Even any son of a foreigner who is among the children of Yashar'el. Watch this. So in other words, remember he's talking about the temple. So he's saying that, listen, if you're uncircumcised and if you're a foreigner, you cannot come into the temple. Watch this now. The Levites, I think them said the Levitical priesthood done. The Levites who went far from me when Israel went astray, who strayed away from me after their idols, they are going to bear their crookedness. Those are the ones who did that. Them going to bear it. But the priests now, the Levites, the sons of Zadok, who guarded the duty of my set apart place when the children of Israel went astray from me, they shall draw near to me. They are going to stand before me to bring me the fat and the blood. Don't make anybody tell you any foolishness about order of Melchizedek and misinterpret scriptures. One priesthood. The issue I had all the years in Christianity with the unanswered questions. And now I'm finally at peace because I embrace the Torah. The scriptures must be consistent, and Christianity makes Yahweh seem like an Elohim who does not know what he's doing. You do something and it's wrong and you say, all right, this never worked. I have to try something else. One priesthood. The system I implemented, it works. Something is wrong with you. And so I am going to keep the system and change the people. But they keep talking about Yahweh change the system. They're putting the blame on Yahweh, brethren. They keep making it seem as if Yahweh changing the system. As if he is the one who's faulty. And we are the faulty ones. So the priest is going to bring the fat and the blood, declares Yahweh. They shall enter my temple, my set apart place. They shall draw near to my table to serve me. They shall guard my charge. Watch it. And it shall be when they enter the gates of the inner courtyard that they put on linen garments. Watch it now, because we're putting on with bossy clothes now, Pastor. Because you cannot just do the part, you have to look the part. Because when we see the priest going in, we're supposed to look and say, oh, the priest. Because if you don't have on the clothes now, we have to color him and dry him out, you know. Yes, man. We have to color him and dry him out. If him don't have on the correct clothes, can't go through the gate. He must put on his linen garments. Look how you know that this man here now is set apart as a priest now, Deacon Morris. No wool. Can't put on no cotton, all this may have it tear it off. No wool shall come upon him while he attending the inner gates of the inner courtyard or within the house. Watch this now. The priest must ensure, Brother Brady, that he put on his linen turban on his head. But man, run, because it seems as if Paul said, a man who prays or prophesy with his head covered. See the Torah here, Yahweh is commanding that the priest don't come before him without him turban. They must put on their linen trousers on their bodies, and they will not gird themselves with sweat. So you have to have on clothes that don't cause you to sweat. Because when you are king, when you are priest, you cannot be walking amongst the people and mowly and frowsy. Man must bathe. You have to have on breathable clothes. You cannot go before the king, the highest of the highest, and you're sweating profusely. And when Yahweh goes up, him say, how smell some man? Somebody that smell right in the place, man. And when they go out to the courtyard, the outer courtyard to the people, they must take off their garments in which they have attended. Special uniform when you're going about business, brethren. And shall leave them in the set apart rooms. So you don't just put on these clothes any and anywhere. And shall put on other garments, and they shall set apart the people in their garments and their heads. Watch this now. So when you see them, you must know that this man is a priest. There is even a prescription for how he wears his hair. His grooming. Yahweh don't play no man. His head must not be shaved. Hey! He must either not let his hair grow too long. Because I don't want no hair dropping off in my place when you pass through. You must keep your hair well trimmed. This is the priest, the Levites, who's coming into the temple to deal with Yahweh's work. And no priest is to drink wine when he comes into the inner court. So when you're coming to do the business, I must not smell anything. So I like Morgan now to make it out with the priest thing. Because as the wine bottle boss, is him first. Yes, man, he can't work in the court. It continues because we're going to learn this week that Yahweh prescribes your behavior. He prescribes your attire. He prescribes your conduct. How you look. Because you must, listen man, this thing is practical as much as it is spiritual in a virgin. This thing is physical as much as it is spiritual. Remember, Yahweh teaches us the spiritual through the physical. So once a man look at you, you must look different. Watch it. He continues. The priest cannot take up any woman, brethren. You don't take the wife of a widow. A woman who is a widow. You don't take a divorced woman. The woman who you are taking, you must be the first man to take her up in life. But take virgins of the seed of the house of Yashar'el, or widows of priests. So if it was a priest's wife and the priest dead, the priest can take that woman. That's the only way he can take a widow. Watch this now. The priests are to teach my people the difference between the set apart and the profane, the nasty. So teach them the difference between the clean and the dirty. You can't put dirty clothes in a clean clothes drawer, brethren. Dirty clothes go different place. Make a distinction between the clean and the unclean. Make them know what is unclean and clean. And I'm going to tell you why. They are to stand as judges in a dispute and judge it according to my right rulings. And they are to guard my Torah and my laws in all my appointed times and set my Sabbaths apart. And they are not to defile themselves by coming near a dead man. Don't go near a dead body. And it tell you which dead body you can go beside. Only for a father, a mother, a son, or a daughter. And after his cleansing, they must count 7 days for him. And it shall be to them for an inheritance. I am their inheritance. And you give them no possession in Yashar'el. I am their possession. So Yahweh is giving this prescription. And he tells you why. Tells you why Yashar'el must know the difference, Sister Reynolds, between clean and unclean, between set apart and profane. Because he tells us in the Torah that when I come in a brethren, and I am walking amongst you, me no want see no nastiness. When me come at your yard, I don't want to see underpants throw down. That must have him quarters where me not pass. So royalty coming down nicely. I'm going to give you a nice example of what we are meant to be, where we fell from. King Solomon. 1 Chronicles 29:23. And Shlomo sat on the throne of Yahweh as king. And the throne of who? Overthrown. No man as overthrown. Yahweh throne, the book says, brethren. So the king is a representation of who? So that means that we as king and priest must be a representation of who? We're doing a poor job. So we have to fix it up. The next 7 days. We have to fix it up because now we get to understand that we are messengers of Yah. We are representatives of Yah. We are ambassadors of Yah. You can't imagine if the ambassador for Jamaica to the United States, go to US, go tell the people them how downtown dirty and say. That don't look good. You have to represent the country properly. 1 Chronicles 29:23. He sat on the throne of Yahweh as king instead of Dawood his father. And he prospered. Are you prospering? Some not right. And all Yashar'el obeyed him. Rulership. And all the rulers and the mighty men and also all the sons of King David submitted themselves to Shlomo the king. And Yahweh exalted Shlomo exceedingly in the eyes of all Israel and put upon him such royal splendor as had not been seen on any king before him in Yashar'el. That means that he was special. 1 Kings 10. Queen of Sheba comes, she hear about Solomon because Solomon name gone out into the world. Turned big news. Queen of Sheba from Ethiopia hear about this king. And she said, I have to meet him. And so she came. And she came and she come with her excitement. Verse 3, Solomon answered all her questions because she said she hear that he's wise. So she come with hard questions to ask him and he answered everything. There was no matter hidden for the king that he did not make known to her. And when the queen saw all the wisdom of Solomon and the house that he had built, she saw the food on his table. She saw the seating of his servants. She saw the service of his waiters. She saw their attire. That means everybody have on them uniform, pastor. It's coming like gala ball in a Solomon house. And she saw his cupbearers. She saw his ascending offerings. And she saw that when she saw everything, she faint. No more spirit in her. Drop down bluff. Man, she love, And she see rich man, nice man, look like him top of things, Maggie. Yes, man fix up him thing and man in control. Man in command. Man, people them do what them supposed to do. Man a run house. Now run round it. Just faint. Drop down. Then she said to the king, the word I heard in my own land about your words and your wisdom was true. But I did not believe the words until I came and saw with my own eyes. And see, I have not been told the half here. But you said the fool has never been told. That the lady saying here. The fool has never been told. Your wisdom and your prosperity exceed the report which I heard. And the weight, watch this now, this is the riches that we're coming from. The weight of gold that came to Shelomon yearly was 666 talents of gold. Billions when Brother Stewart worked it out the last time he was going through the sermon. Besides that, from men. So this is the gold, different from the gold we get from men of travel, and from the profit from traders, and from the kings of Arabia, and from the governors of the land. So this is different set of gold, brethren. And the king made a throne of ivory. The man made the throne out of ivory. And he overlaid the throne with refined gold. Man sit down on a gold throne. The throne had 6 steps, and the top of the throne was round at the back. And there were armrests on either side of the place of the seat. And 2 lions stood beside the armrest. And 12 lions were standing there, one on each side of the 6 steps. The like of it was never been made in any kingdom. And all, watch this now, all the drinking vessels of King Solomon were of gold, gold cup, gold teacup, gold saucer. Where's some of them name now? Everything. And all the vessels of the house of the forest of Lebanon were of refined gold, not of silver. The man said, I don't want no silver in my house. For this was reckoned of little value in the days of Solomon. Man rich so till silver considered in Yashar'el. No value. We need a king like this, Pastor. For the king had ships of Tarshish at sea with the fleet of Hiram. Once every 3 years, the ships of Tarshish came bringing gold, silver, ivory, apes, and baboons. To all the man rich virgin, the man have normal animal like dog and cat. The man get apes and baboon. Have them pan leash and walk up and down in the kingdom. And King Solomon was greater than any of the kings of the earth in riches and wisdom. And all the earth sought the presence of Solomon to hear his wisdom, which Elohim had put in his heart. And the king made silver as common in Jerusalem as stone. Rotten rich. Right now we can't even buy one silver watch, Pastor. And this is where we're coming from. Where silver was like stone, me take up silver and fling off a chantel. And the king made silver as common in Jerusalem as stones, and he made cedar. You know cedar wood is what, man? He made cedar as plenty as the sycamores which are in the low country. Cedar like crazy, man, plant cedar tree till in week. Look at the priests now. Quickly we run through. Yahweh said, bring near Aaron and his sons with him. They are going to serve as priests to me. Watch this. You shall make set apart garments for Aaron, your brother. For glory, the garments must be for what? For glory and for beauty. For esteem and comeliness. That is glory and beauty. So you're going to make pretty done. Sunday best for Aaron. Watch the clothes now. You shall speak to all the wives of heart. So you're not going to just go around and go call OP. You'll find the best seamstress. Best tailor now, Marky. Because my pants have been taken. You know. Watch this now. And they are going to make the garments for Aaron. What is the purpose of the garment? To set him apart. So once you look at him, you must know it's Aaron that. Don't look like nobody else. For him to serve as priest to me. These are the garments which you are going to make. You're going to make a breastplate, a shoulder garment, a robe, an embroidered long shirt, a turban, and a girdle. Girdle is the belt. And they shall make set apart garments for Aaron your brother and his sons, for him to serve as priest to me. You are going to take gold, which is royal material. You are going to take blue, which is a royal color. You're going to take purple, which is another royal color. And you're going to take scarlet, royal color. And what you're going to do? fine linen, not any linen. Fine twine linen. And you are going to make the shoulder garment of gold, of blue, purple, and scarlet. Fine woven linen, the work of a skilled workman. It is to have two shoulder pieces joined at its two edges. And so it is joined together. Listen, the man is giving you the blueprint, how to sew the thing, Watch it. The embroidered band of the shoulder, which is on it, is of the same workmanship, made of fine gold, blue, purple, and scarlet material, fine woven linen. And you shall make two shoham stones and engrave on them the names of the sons of Israel, with the work of an engraver in stone, like the engravings of a signet. Engrave the two stones with the names of the sons of Yashar'el and set them in settings of gold. So gold again. And you shall put the two stones on the shoulder pieces of the garment, and as stones of remembrance for the sons of Yashar'el. And Aharon shall bear their names before Yahuwah on his two shoulders for a remembrance. And you shall make settings of gold, so everything is in gold. Two chains of clean gold, like braided cords. So the man, they want some card for each and some things for the thing, and the man, they make it out of gold, brethren. You don't just go get any piece of thread and bow your soap with needle. And Aharon shall bear the names. Two chains of fine gold like braided cords, and fasten the braid chains to the settings. And you shall make a breastplate of right ruling, a work of a skilled man. And make it again of gold, blue, purple, and scarlet material, fine woven linen. It is supposed to be square, doubled, a span in its length, and a span in its width. And you shall put settings of stones in it. But not any stone, you're not just going to take up river stone, brother Brady. Watch the stone now. The first row is going to have 4 stones, 3 stones. Ruby, topaz, and emerald. Rich. Can't find them now. The second row, turquoise, sapphire, diamond. The third row, jacinth, agate, and amethyst. We not even know them there. What? And the fourth row is beryl. Beryl come mash up the place where they shoham and jasper. And they are to be put down in gold settings. So the thing that you're going to put them down on must be what? Gold. So already the stones are precious stones, you put it down in gold. You shall make braided chains of corded work for the breastplate at the end of clean gold. So the chains, even the chain, them are gold. You shall make 2 rings of gold for the breastplate, and shall put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. And you shall put the 2 cards of gold in the 2 rings. So the breastplate, the ring make out of gold, the card will go through the ring to connect the rings, make out of gold. All of the thing is gold, brethren. You can go read it for yourself. Everything is gold. You shall make 2 rings of gold again. Put them on the 2 shoulder pieces underneath. Underneath the shoulder garment on the front of it, close to the seam. Look at the directions, Close to the seam, above the embroidered band of the shoulder garment. And you go and bind the breastplate by means of its rings to the rings of the shoulder, using a blue card, so that it is above the embroidered band of the shoulder. Watch the reason why you're going to follow this instruction. So that the breastplate does not come loose from the shoulder garment. Royalty cannot walk on him clothes and pull off, brethren. Clothes tear out. Bust out pants. Boot with hole. Socks have hole. No, sir. Stretch out underpants and tear up marina. A young marina. You shall make the robe of the shoulder garment all of blue. We must love blue, man. The other day I found out that all of my work shirts, I have about 15 work shirts, and about 7 out of the 15 are blue. I said, who may not buy so much blue? When I see it in the Torah, I say, no, it's subconscious. It's like I have a favorite color, and I didn't know. Everything is blue. Every day I just can't wear blue, so blue, blue, blue. Everything of blue. The opening for his head shall be in the middle of it. So, Aaron closing up Maggie. Don't have button down front, You put the opening up here and him draw it over his head. Watch it. A woven binding all around its opening, like the opening in a scaled armor. So you can't just, it have to sew properly. so that it does not tear. Because you know, if you just leave it out like this, you know, eventually it's going to tear. So you know, our seamstress put it on and stitch it come around so it not tear. The man I give the instruction, brethren, the man clothes can freely. And you see thread a pop off, and you say, come draw the piece of thread here. No! And on its hem you shall make pomegranates of blue and purple and scarlet material all around the hem, and bells of gold between them all around. The amount of gold when the man walk, man, people must want to thief him. A golden bell and a pomegranate. A golden bell and a pomegranate. So it's telling you one golden bell, then a pomegranate, then a golden bell, then a pomegranate. You follow that cycle, go right round. On the hem of the robe, all around. And you shall make a plate of clean gold. Watch this now, because this is the crux of the argument. Sermon done. You shall make a plate of clean gold, and you are going to engrave on it like the engraving of a signet. What you're going to engrave on Aaron's clothes? Set apartness to Yahweh. We need a chain with a pendant to say that. Set apartness to Yahweh. Holy to Yahweh. Special to Yahweh. And you shall put it, look where you're going to put it now in a brother Brady. You're going to put it on a blue card, and it shall be where? On the turban. Right in your forehead. Right in your forehead. Set apart to Yahweh. But Paul, as they said, tell you that it is a shame for a man, him dishonor him head when he prophesied with his head covered. Who lied? Indeed. We're not getting into that. Put it on the turban. It is to be on the front of the turban. Every walk, people must know it. Announce it. Set apart to Yahweh. This man is special. Special, special, special. I am a promise to be. I am a promise with a capital P. With whole heap of potentiality. And you shall weave the long shirt of fine linen, and shall make the turban of fine linen. So when we have on the turban, we know hot Brady. And you shall make the girdle of woven work, and shall make long shirts. So the shirt come from here, so go straight down for Aaron's son. And you shall make girdles for them, and you shall make turbans for them. And all of this is for what? For glory and for beauty. No wonder people look forward to when we have our turban. Imagine if we go get the girdle and the rest of thing them now. If you just the turban and them are going to rush, at them time there is 7 women going to hold on to us, pastor. And you shall put them on Aaron your brother, and on his sons with him, and shall anoint them, and shall ordain them, and shall set them apart, and they shall serve as priests to me. Lastly, my brothers and sisters. So we establish now that we're special, right? We believe it? You don't sound right, man. Do you believe that you are special? Do you believe that you are royal? Do you believe that you are meant to be kings? Do you believe that you are meant to be priests? Then, Pastor and I are charged to teach you how to achieve it. Jubilees 33:20. You, Mr. Moses, write it down for who? Yashar'el, that they may observe it and do according to these words, that they do not commit a sin unto death. For Yahuwah Eloheinu is judge. He respects no person. He accepts no gifts, no bribes. You cannot buy him out. And tell them these words of the covenant, that they may hear and observe the words of what? The covenant. And that they be on their guard with respect to them. Watch this now. This is why you're supposed to be this arm set apart. And not be destroyed and rooted out of the land. Watch this now. For an uncleanness, an abomination, a contamination, a pollution, are all they who commit it on the earth before our Elohim. And there is no greater sin than the fornication which they commit on earth. And when you say fornication, I need to teach you what is fornication because they tell us that fornication is two unmarried people having sex. That is madness. The word for fornication is zana. Zana means idolatry. Idolatry. The fornication that they commit on the earth. For Yashar'el is what? A holy nation, so they should not be involved in that. Unto Yahuwah, their Elohim, and a nation of what? Inheritance, a priestly nation, a royal nation. They are for his own possession, and therefore, when Yahuwah comes, there shall be no such uncleanness appear in the midst of the holy nation. Hallelujah.
Thank you very much. You are indeed royal. You are indeed royal. What's the name of the artist that said she's royal? What's his name? Taurus. Get a glimpse of it. You are, all of you are royal. And Yah has you and his mind. Hallelujah. We close by singing hymn 125. 125. Oh, lovely are thy dwelling, O eternal, Yah of hosts. My soul is longing, fainting for thee, O living God. Yea, the bird has found his home, built a nest to lair young, oh, that I may find thine altars, Yah, King and God. Please stand with me as we, and Brother Brady, we close in prayer. We are thy dwellings, O eternal abode. My soul is longing, fainting for thee, O living Yah. Yea, the birds have found its home, built a nest to lay our young. Oh, that I may find thine altars, oh, yeah, my King and my God. How lovely are thy dwellings, O eternal Yah of old. For those who dwell in thy house shall ever sing your praise. Blessed and happy is the man who has found his strength in thee. He is stronger day by day, and shall in Zion dwell. How lovely are thy dwellings, O eternal Yah of old. Give ear unto my prayer, O Yah of Israel. For a day with thee is better than 1,000 other days. Oh, that I may find thine altar, Yahweh, my King and my God. But before the eternal, as Brother Brady closes in prayer.
Let us pray. Oh, give thanks unto you, Yahweh. Oh, we lift and magnify your name, because you are worthy of praise. Oh, Father Yahweh, we give thee thanks, we give thee praise for this glorious day that you have bestowed unto us. Your first day of your feast of Sukkot. Father Yahweh, we are here not only to enjoy ourselves and feel good from our regular day in Babylon, but Father Yahweh, we are here to seek you, seek your face more each day. Father Yahweh, you said, oh, lovely are your dwellings, and we are striving, we are setting our goals unto reaching your dwellings. Father Yahweh, we give thee thanks and we give thee praise for your manservant that comes to us and deliver unto your people. Father Yahweh, your people have heard what you have said unto us, and we humbly accept, Father Yahweh. So, Father Yahweh, as these days go by, and we are here learning more about you as usual, Father Yahweh, let us continue to press along to you who is the higher calling of our life. Father, let us be humble unto thy word, because you knows everything, and you have said it before us. And what you said you will never change. Father, help us in our everyday works and our everyday life to put you first in everything. Father, we know that even here at your feet we might have challenges, but Father Yahweh, this is the whole duty for us to grow in you. So Father Yahweh, whatever the challenges may come to us, Father, help us to be humble. We are in a different place. And Father Yahweh, we know the out. The people might be looking and wondering. So Father Yahweh, give all of us the strength and the courage, whatever may be our discourage or whatever may seem to go wrong. Let us deal with it humbly and let you take charge and us to be abased, Father Yahweh. As your man servant deliver your words there, Father Yahweh, let us be like a sponge that absorb your words. And when things does not go wrong, right in our life, let us reflect on your commandment, your word that shall set us free. Father Yahweh, the process of this Sukkot goes forward, Feast of Tabernacle. We ask for your humble guidance. Father, we ask for you to continue to guide us in whatever we may do, whatever we may say. We may say something to offend our brothers or our neighbor. Father, help us and give us the courage that we can go to our brothers or our neighbor or even our friend or even we may call enemies and humbly apologize unto them, because that's what you requires of your people. That when they can look at us, Father, yeah, they can see something different in us. Father Yahweh, as the Feast of Tabernacle continues, help us to continue to look at the bigger picture that is to enter into your rest. As we tell you thanks to your friends, to your sons, Yahweh.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Indeed, it's been a lovely day, a great day. The first day of the feast of Sukkot. We are grateful for this opportunity and for those who are with us and for those who have joined us. I charge you to walk as royalty, that you behave as royal, because indeed you are a royal priesthood, holy nation, a set apart persons. Please stand where you are as we dismiss. We continue the feast. Sabbath continues sunset. We will go into the weekly Sabbath, and we will be here again tomorrow for worship, and also next week, Friday, and we will have worship on Sabbath before we leave here. The time for worship tomorrow, we had 11 o'clock, 11 a.m., same time. There might be a change in time. You will be informed if a change is needed, but you'll be informed in time. All right. Right. So we'll have tour study today at 6:30. At 6:30. All right, and those who are joining us on YouTube can join us on Zoom for the tour study at 6:30 today, this evening. All right. Now, for those who, if you can find time to get a piece of palm branch, piece of myrtle tree, a piece of goodly tree, you can get it and put it on your sukkah so that we can be in accordance with the command as our forefather Abraham. Yahuwah blesses you and keeps you. Yahuwah makes his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yahuwah lift his countenance upon you and give you his peace. You are dismissed. Go in peace, you royal.